Good morning and welcome to a brand new week on This Morning. It's been 3 days since Britain made the decision to leave the European Union. A shock result to many who are worried about the country's future.
Well, many are struggling to understand what the referendum means for their finances and have been turning to one man in particular for help, and that's Martin Lewis. Morning. You must be really quite tired, I would have thought.
I am a little knackered. I did a 40-hour straight run the other day and I haven't quite recovered from it yet, but this is quite an important time, and the most important message I've got for people: don't panic. Not very much has changed yet. And actually, the worst thing that can happen is we all start to change, because that's the one thing that would cause a recession now. So keep calm and carry on, as the posters say. And I'm going to be doing a phone-in for anyone who'd like to ask me questions, whether it's your mortgage, your house prices, your e-hit card, help to buy ISA, what's going to happen to foreign currency, your pension, anything. If you've got a question, whether it's a question, a query or a worry, I shall do my best, and there's some guesstimate at the moment, I need to be honest, to try and give you an answer.
This is 2 years, really, before it's totally unpicked.
Well, I think there are three types of change from Brexit. The first change is what I call sentiment change, and that's happened immediately. That's because people will start making different decisions now because we've had a vote. Now, big picture, we've seen that. The markets are dropping based on the back of a potential future change. That's what's causing that. But also, I've had people asking me, should I carry on with my house purchase? Should I change my bank account? Should I just stop doing everything? And if that's one of those potential self-fulfilling prophecies, so we need to keep calm and carry on with that one. But there's also the sentiment change of businesses saying we're going to pull out of the UK, and that's the question, will they or won't they? They could all happen immediately. The next type of change is governmental change. Now, we are going to have a new government in October. It will almost certainly be a Conservative government, unless someone calls a general election. That's difficult, because you need 2/3 of the House these days to call it.
Why will it almost certainly be a Conservative government?
Because they're in power at the moment, and we'd have to have a 2/3 vote of the House of Commons to turn it over, because we have fixed-term parliaments. So to turn that over would be very big. So we assume it'll be a Conservative government. Now, governmental change could in itself, separate to Europe, mean some other changes. Benefits policy has been a hot policy within the Conservative government, and a new leadership could change that. Equally, they could retract the bedroom tax because, you know, it's a policy that hasn't worked that well. They might decide it's time to U-turn on it because now it's a new government, it's easier to U-turn. So you've got the governmental change. But the big Brexit change, the one everyone's talking about, rules, trade and immigration, will come at least 2 years after we enact Article 50, assuming we do enact Article 50. And that's when
Europe wants us to do that quickly. We appear to be dragging our heels.
And who knows what the net result of that will be. But the most important thing is, if that does happen, it's a good couple of years away. And that's when things like flight delay compensation, mortgage credit directive, all of those rules change. It's also when our trade relationship change. And that's the one that the independent economist has been saying is the big economic threat. So now what we all have to do, you know, and I was someone who said, I think on balance of probabilities, leaving would not be good for the economy. Nobody knows. But we all now have to work now to make sure we're wrong. Anybody who predicted that, we've got to pull together. We've got to make Britain a better and a fairer country if this is what's going to happen. That's 2 years away, as are the potential immigration changes. So right now, the big change is sentiment. Well, we all just need to smile and carry on. And some potential government changes, but we've had those before. Governments change on a regular basis. And let's hope that our politicians can pull something out for us in 2.5 years that means, and I would be delighted to be proved completely wrong. Nothing would make me happier.
OK, well, we'll be discussing this a little bit later. Thank you very much.